wish I had a, like, oh my, not even to shoot any, not to any cause any harm to anybody. I would just like to like tap my gun on the side, be like, you want some of this? Like you.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Hello, beloved, Saru Bulager, Saru Balagoers. Balagers. That's good, right? No. Okay, but how's everyone doing today? I know it's been a while since I've last posted a video, so kind of getting back into the flow of that. I'm a bit kind of frazzled, I guess you could say. I'm coming down with something, I think. A few days ago, I just randomly like threw up like an entire day of eating. I threw it up, and I just started coughing, and I just threw up. It was crazy. I don't even feel sick, but I just threw up one night. I don't know what that means, but I'm trying to think about it because I don't want to like manifest anything into becoming anything. But yeah, that was weird. A weird little tidbit, just wanted to. Yeah, but a lot has been going on recently. I don't know if you know this, but I got a guitar. I got a guitar. Wait, it's looking kind of matching. It's kind of matching my fit today, kind of like, okay. Yeah, my friend's boyfriend gave it to me, and it was just like, yeah, I have a guitar now, so now I really have no excuse to not learn it. Oh, and look at the fit. Look at the fit today. I'm feeling very very professional, very put together, very what are we trying to say here? Very astute. Yeah, very astute. I feel very regal. Yeah, I like that. But this is a reminder to drink some water. I low-key hate when people say that shit though. Like, make sure to drink your water. Like, I hate water. But I guess I'm gonna start off by telling you about what happened today, because that, like, I got a spark to want to do something today. Basically, I was and hopefully, like, I had the idea in my head while I was talking about it, because I talk to myself a lot, if you didn't know. I talk to myself a whole bunch. So, and that helps me process stuff, because when some real life crazy shit happens and you don't have anyone to talk to, you better be able to talk to yourself, because but basically, I was driving, right? I was driving home from school, and this was all a matter of circumstance, right? This is all a matter of circumstance. So there was a car. So imagine, okay, I have my two chips right here. Imagine, right? There's this car, right? There's this car. This car is like pulling out into like this weird direction, right? And this is me coming, right? I'm the red. So I'm coming, and it's all a matter of circumstance. And I have to choose to like go the different way, right? And so this other car is coming, forget about this one. There's a new car coming. So I'm driving, right? And I accidentally I go on this path, and this person is also coming here. So I kind of cut them off, right? And they had the bright idea. The driver, by the way, I think it was like, there was 3 people in the car. I saw it in the car. So from what I can only gather from the information given to me, they slowed down after I, cut them off, which, smart, but they sped up weirdly to where they were in my blind spot. And then they sped back up, giving the guy, like, there was a guy in the back seat. It gave him enough time to get out, like, to put his head out of the window and just mean mug me. And so many thoughts, feelings, emotions came flooding inside of me, dude. Like, I wanted, like, in that moment, I wish I had a gun. No shade. I wish I had a gun. I wish I had a, like, oh my, not even to shoot any, not to any cause any harm to anybody. I would just like to like tap my gun on the side, be like, you want some of this? Like, you, yeah. But, are you trying to get this switch in your life? The fuck? And then, so I was just thinking about that, right? I was thinking about how mad it made me. And like to the point where I wanted to like threaten somebody. I'm like, I see why road rage is such a bad thing.
Why did you what you did was not nice? It's not nice to do that.
I didn't do anything. I kept my composure. I tried to like do like the whole little like this is above me type shit, you know? Cause my whole life I think I've been pretty good about that. Like stuff that like I just kind of like put shit below me. Like if I like, granted I don't do it a lot, but when I do it, I do it good. You know what I mean? So he was roading and I just did this. I was like, I don't care. That's what I did. That's what I did. I was like I was proud of myself. I was proud of myself for like taking that step, kind of, for being like, you know, like this is below me. Like I'm not gonna entertain this. I'm not gonna entertain that. Did I want to entertain it and pull out a gun? Yes. Did I? No. And that's give yourself those moments where you're proud of yourself for not doing something like really bad, because that would have been really bad, and I would have escalated that situation where it didn't need to be escalated. So kudos to you if you are the person that takes the high road, because that, like, people say it's hard, but you don't know, like, that is hard. That is so, like, when you have to take the high road on some shit that you know that it's backwards. You know that it's backwards, and you have to take the high road. That is the most, it can feel like disempowering. I don't even know if that's a word. Let me look it up real quick. You know me, I have to look up yeah, like disempowering. It was like, I feel like I lost like a bit of like aura. Like I feel like I lost a bit of aura from that shit. And I was like, bro, like, ooh. And I got into a whole topic about like race for me, and it was just this really bad. It was bad. And I'm proud of my, like, give yourself those moments to be overly critical. Like, just give yourself those moments to be like, oh, this person sucks, and because the moments that matter, those moments where you are like really angry and you want to do something, you want to lash out, and you choose not to do that, it takes so much maturity. The fact that you were able to suppress those emotions long enough to do what's right, that is so good. And that's not to say like to let people walk all over you. That's not good. But when you, in the face of ignorance, you sometimes literally have to take the high road, you know, like, and it's that thing kind of when you know better, you do better. It's so being like a good person in some, like, being a good person is really hard, because taking the high road for stuff that you just know is blatantly wrong, like, you know that this is just wrong, and you have to take the high road, it is so tiring having to be the bigger person. It is so tiring. But that's not kind of where I wanted to take the video. I kind of wanted to take it in the direction with understanding stuff before we kind of jump to these crazy conclusions. Because it really is easy to just like full on hate. And I think James Baldwin has a quote about this. Let me look it up, actually, because I'm a really big fan of his work as of late. I think I got my teacher into like reading James Baldwin, or like listening to James Baldwin, which is crazy. What is the thing? Oh, okay. It says James Baldwin is known for saying, don't let it make you bitter. Try to understand. Try to understand. The world is already bitter enough. We got to try to be better than the world. You know? And it goes back to those, you know, those Hope Core videos? I love Hope Core. And it's like, it's, you know, if the world is messed up, if the world is cruel, I will be kind. And I try and live by that, and not this self-righteous like, oh, I need to be this good person because everyone around me is just so terrible. Like, no, it's not rooted in that. I think it's just rooted in everyone has their own shit. Everyone is going through shit. Why am I gonna make this person's life like that much harder? And that's what that felt like. That's what when that dude like poked his head out and like gave me a mean mug. That's what it felt like. Like it felt like you were like intentionally, and I know in my head. I know in my head what is right and what is wrong. Like I know what's right and what's wrong. But in those moments, it's just my emotions, and that person did, like, when you do that, you are intentionally doing that to make that person's day worse. Driving in itself is already stressful as fuck. Driving is stressful because you don't have that control. The odds are you can actually die. You're way more likely to die in a car crash than you are for a plane crash. And it's that sense that we think we have this like control over our lives, and we really don't. And when we feel like when that's in jeopardy, that makes us angry, that makes us scared. And then, we want to retaliate and be like angry at this person when I'm just as powerless as you. We're all powerless. And so when we're all faced with this kind of sense of like being powerless to change our situation, it makes us just angry. And I never understood that because in the ways that controlling stuff for me, it's never turned into like bitterness, I don't think. Sure, there are some things I'd like to control, but it's never manifested in a way where I felt like I had to like make somebody's life worse. And I have done things, I have done things adjacent, like somebody makes me mad, okay, or like say somebody rejects me, I'm gonna talk shit, like that kind of thing. But it was never really rooted in like a thing like, let me make this person's life so much worse. It was just like a thing like, let me make myself feel better. And maybe that made them feel better, I don't know. But and that kind of thinking is where I try and like take most of my conflicts. When I feel something has like deeply hurt me, I really try and think about, damn, like, is this person just having like a hard ass time, and I'm just not being a understanding person. And here's another facet to that. Sometimes you have to take people for what they are. That kind of thinking, the prior thinking I was telling you about, is this person just have it hard and I'm just like being hard on them? Sometimes that thinking can be really destructive, and I went to a Chinese restaurant last night. Life is crazy. Life is like life imitates life. Like it's like the more I live life, the more I realize how interconnected everything is. So I was at a Japanese restaurant. I said Chinese, my bad. I was at a Japanese restaurant last night, and we got on the topic of sake because my mom never tried it, and she was like, "Oh, let me try it," and she was trying it. And the dude was, he was talking to us about it because, my mom is a very peculiar woman. She's like weirdly analytical and like weirdly, like, I guess, just takes stuff for like face value. She's odd. She's an odd woman. But she was like drinking the sake and she was like, oh, no. She had her 2 cents about it. And the guy was explaining to us like why they drink it and stuff. And they were saying like, cold days like today. Yeah, I'm in Houston, by the way, so it's kind of chilly out. It's nice out. If you live in Houston, make sure you go outside today. Well, it's probably too late by the time I've recorded this, but when it's cold, take advantage of it because it's humid and hot as fuck 90% of the time. So take advantage of those cold days. But yeah, he's saying like they drink cold sake, hot sake, to kind of like cool the body. Sorry. Yeah, I told you I was coming down with something. I don't know. but yeah, to kind of like cool your body down, calm down, just reach a point of zen kind of. And he was explaining to us, don't drink the entire bottle, a few shots here and there, probably get you where you need to go. But he was explaining, if you drink too much, all that stuff. And every good thing has a bad, everything good can be bad. That's kind of what I realized. And so much about that. It's kind of crazy how like alcohol kind of like also drove that kind of way of thinking down. There are no objective good and bad people. I don't think, I think there are good people, I think there are good people, and I think there are bad people, but sometimes the people that we think are bad maybe just, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird and hard topic because sometimes people are just fucked up, and it's rare. It's not rare. It's very interesting to come across those kinds of people because I can't get like a reading on them. And I guess that's kind of what scares me about some people. When I can't get a reading on somebody, it makes me nervous because I'm like, why don't I know your intentions? Why is everything you do shrouded in mystery? And there's a cool little vibe energy about that when no one knows your every move. Because I feel like in some respects I'm like that. Because recently I've been trying to figure out like my aesthetic, I guess. And I've just kind of come to terms with the fact that my aesthetic is randomness. It's literally like I can wear this and then I can wear stuff like this, and then I can wear like something a 2000 skater boy would wear. Like it really depends on the day. Taking the good and bad of people. Yeah. I talked to my friend recently. I think I'm grateful to have met this person. Do I like them anymore? No. Am I grateful to have met this certain kind of person? Yes. I think I have had the opportunity to meet a true narcissist. I've seen the way this person like self-sabotages themselves in their relationships. And it honestly astounds me. I'm like, wow, this is wow, you really did your big one on that, because that is crazy. I'm not gonna get into it this video, I guess. And it's like they know deep down what they're doing is wrong. And that's when I kind of can find the gray starts to become a little more white or black, depending on. But some people are so good at masking their true intentions. It's crazy. Like, that's why, like, when I can't get a reading on you, like, I'm a little standoffish, because I'm like, I don't really know where you and me stand. I need to know where you and me stand. I don't know. I don't know why people are like that. I don't know. And I guess it's like a problem of communication as well. It can be like someone can just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't even know where I was going. Oh, like I was like talking about understanding people, right? Yeah. It's like it's so easy to jump to conclusions about people. I was doing it today. Like like I said, it's cold today in Houston. And there was this dude at the student center at the school I go to, and he like was wearing like nothing. Like, okay, I'm being over dramatic, but he was wearing like a wife beater and I guess like sweats, which is like the only really, I guess, temperature appropriate thing he was wearing. And I can admit that like the thoughts that coursed through my head were a mixture of jealousy, admiration, and like, what are you doing? So the jealousy part, I was like, damn, like you look, like I'm not gonna lie, like if I look that good, like shit, yeah, I'd walk around too with barely any clothing, like shit, like I look good. I'm gonna make sure everybody else sees that I'm looking good, you know? And two, the admiration part, I was like, damn, like I would date somebody like that. Like, you know, of course the thoughts were a little more vulgar than that. But you know, they were a lot more but yeah, it was yeah. And the more I was like thinking, like my initial reaction was like, why are you wearing that? It's like 50 degrees out. I know you're fucking cold. And two, I was like, damn, like, can I get somebody like that? Can someone like that hit me up? You know? And the more I thought on it, the more I kind of let my thoughts just be thoughts. Oh, that's another thing I've been working on. Shit, I'm bouncing from topic. Let me finish this and then I'll tell you about the other thing. Yeah, he was I was like, dang, he really looks really good. And like it kind of sucks that I guess I determined in my mind that like I'm not attractive enough to attract that kind of person, or maybe I just like off of pure appearance, or with the vibe I give off, I just can't attract that kind of thing. And I guess that's the most annoying part about it, is that and the thing is, I'm not a super just like out there guy, you know. I think to some extent I am charismatic in the ways that if I need to go talk to somebody, or if I want to go talk to somebody, I have the ability to do that, you know. As long as things are like on my terms, I guess I'm like okay with it. And even when like unexpected things come up, you know, I feel like I'm able to handle that to some extent. But I don't know. It's just like I don't know. I don't know. I will get back to you on that. I don't really know where that comes from. But I think when I kind of get deeper into that like level of thinking, where it's not so much the person anymore, it's kind of just like a reflection on me. And it's like it's a defense mechanism that I have. Because a lot of the time I feel like those people would not be attracted to me. So I just don't even make the effort, you know, like why even try? But I've been trying rejection. I tried rejection therapy and I just like threw myself at somebody. Not threw myself, but I was like, hey, like I introduced myself to somebody and it didn't really go the way that I wanted it to. And for a while I kind of got stuck in this way of thinking, like I am literally not going to find anybody, you know. And that way of thinking is really dangerous and harmful, and I don't want that for any of you. I don't want any of you to think that you are not lovable. And it should not be that daunting to go talk to somebody, you know. I kind of forgot where I was going with this. I guess I'll just like ramble until I like find out what I was trying to say. I think. Oh, here's what I was saying. Yeah, sorry, my bad. I hate that we've attached words like conventionally attractive, conventionally unattractive. What the fuck are you talking about? Did you just call me ugly? Like, why did we make that a thing? Why do we make that a thing? And it can just be like, if you don't know, I'm going to be the first person to break it to you. Attraction is subjective. You know, of course, I'm not even gonna say there's a universal like because I've even seen models that are like, oh, I don't even think this person's attractive. But it's like, I don't know, everyone is so different and so complex that the face, like, I've gotten to the point where I don't even like I see attractive people in my like physical realm. I see like, oh, like dang, that person looks good. But I hate that we even have like that we even have like faces. What the fuck? I hate that that's the first thing we kind of look at. Even with our friends, when our friends like somebody, like we're kind of the first people to be like, "Oh, you can do so much better." What? Did I just hear you right? Like, and it's a little weird because it's like, why do you want to? Why do you want to figure out what's best for me? You know, do you want to date me? Like, it's a little weird. Okay, and like, back me up. I mean, not back me up. Actually, if you want to back me up, I think it's weird. I think it's weird whenever your friend has like a like. I think there's a little, it can't be everybody, I'm trying to formulate my thoughts into like not saying the wrong thing. But because yes, your friend can want better for you. If your friend like gets a vibe from somebody or just like, and maybe attraction, maybe, or maybe your friend is just looking out for you because he's like, hey, like I don't want you to settle. That's how I think about it. And I don't think it's always weird because my best friend, most of the guys I show him, he doesn't like, and it's like, okay, and I think for one, he's very perceptive, so he kind of like gets weird energies from people. So it's like, I don't think you should date this person. I don't think you should talk to this person. Like it, and I'm grateful to him for that. But other people, it's like they look at the face and they're like, oh my god, no, do not. Like, I think it's weird. And I hate that social media kind of enforces that in a bit. And it's not social media's fault that we're like this. I think it's just human nature, sort of. We've always been conceited. We've always been like, oh damn, like that person is ugly as fuck. You would not see me with that person, And that really rids us of the chances of finding true romance. Because yes, you do want somebody, like I've said this in a previous video, I think, like you don't want to date somebody ugly. That is a perfectly valid, that is perfectly valid. But when we look at a person purely for their, for their physical attributes to surface level, we rid ourselves of the chances of figuring out what's underneath all of that. Because and when people say everybody is beautiful, I really do understand that now, because that veil has kind of been taken away from me, where I don't really get to have surface level friendships anymore. And I'm grateful for that, because that's really, opened my eyes to what's good around me. And, all this physicality, it doesn't really mean anything. Looks are going to fade. And I guess I've kind of settled into my way of thinking that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It really doesn't. We should not rid ourselves of chances. Take that weird chance, I don't know. It's just so tiring whenever I see people get into potentially good relationships, but they sabotage themselves because, oh, I can do better. Oh, my friend says, oh, all my friends think he's ugly. Your friends are not gonna date your boyfriend. And if they do, that's weird. Yeah, like that's weird. There's no other way to like say that. And when we don't get the chance, we're just given these profiles, and we have to make an identity for this person when we should just be out there talking to them, And social media gives us that chance to like converse over, long distances, see each other, through that. We may see each other physically all the time, but we can video chat, blah 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 blah, But I feel like we really have rid it. Like I keep saying it. Stop saying that. Oh, sorry. Oh my god. But I feel like we don't give ourselves the opportunity to get these really deep relationships, and we're always craving them. That is one thing, I guess that's the kind of feeling where people say like, oh, I feel so alone. Because yeah, you can have all these, followers, you can have all this stuff, you can have all these friends, but you don't really know each other. You know, um, friendships are friendships take effort, and I think the line of thinking like, oh, if you're friends long enough, you just learn everything about each other. No, I think you should ask things about your friend. You know, I've always been the kind of person that wants to ask people about. Let me not say always. I'm becoming a person where I want to ask people how they're doing instead of inquiring. Like my perception of you cannot be based off of my ideas of you, because I've created a fake version of you in my mind. You know, when you only give me bits and pieces of who you are, I'm only left to piece together the only remaining pieces. You know, I can't, if you, when you give me bits and pieces, I can't know the whole. And that's like the really hard part for a lot of people. People don't want you to know everything about them, because there's that chance where you think that maybe, oh my God, if I give all myself to this person and they're not gonna like me, like, oh my, no, if I show this person that I'm like a weirdo, like, oh, like, and that's like the kind of the give and take that you need to be okay with. You know, like, you have to be okay with this person not liking this part of you, and that can point you in the right direction of somebody who maybe does like the same person, you know. And it's really like, it's like a game, kind of like you mess with this piece, it doesn't work, but you still kind of have that piece assembled, and so you can further on put it to another piece, you know what I'm saying? It's like Tetris, kind of. And yeah, we just need to give ourselves that option to just feel it out, you know. I need to be better at that too. I just feel like I'm in like in a place where I've done the, you know, putting myself out there. I think it's time for and I've always done that, like romantic wise. I've always been the person to, you know, put myself out there and thus get rejected. But it's pointed me in the right directions. You know, and I'm grateful that I didn't date those people now. But yeah, I forgot. I kind of lost the plot a little bit, don't you think? Um, but I guess the whole thing, just to tie it all up, you never know like what somebody's going through. You never know, you know, how they're gonna respond. You never know. You never know. You never know. You just never know. And part of kind of growing into the person that you're gonna be is realizing you can't control people's actions, rather how you're going to respond to that. You know, you can always be the victim in these situations. You can always be the person that's, oh, I'm always rejected. I'm always this. I'm always this. I'm always the victim. Please have pity on me. Please. Please, nothing ever works out for me. You know, you can always be that person. Or, and this way of thinking takes time. Don't think that you're just gonna have a change of thinking. Like, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, like I just need to get this fundamental way of thinking down. That's not true. That's not true. It takes, you know, a little bit of time, and you know, everyone's different. Maybe you might grasp this right now, but don't think you're gonna do it like the next person. You have to do it like you. And so, yeah, you know, it's just, we're all on our own journey. We're all feeling things out, and I don't expect everyone to know everything. I don't know everything. I don't even try and seem like I come across as knowing everything, because I don't have a lot of stuff figured out, but I'm trying to figure me out. And I hope you all will do the same, because a lot of you are great, and a lot of you should get to know yourselves, because that will open the door for so many possibilities. And yeah, you'll just realize how great you are, because I can see it, and everyone around you can see it too, and that's why they're sticking around. So I think this was like really successful, because I tried to record a Spider-Verse video and that was terrible. So love you. Bye.